moving on, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a two-day visit to China and will join other global leaders at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting today. Prime Minister Modi will also hold a bilateral meet with the Chinese Premier Xi Jinping in Qingdao. Sources are telling Republic TV that India will focus talks on anti-terror front. You would remember how Prime Minister Narendra Modi had met Chinese Premier Xi Jinping in an informal summit last month in China. And Abhishek Kapoor, our executive editor, now joining us on the phone line. Abhishek, give us details of what will be the agenda of this bilateral meet between the two leaders.
Well, Suresha, so far as this bilateral is concerned, it's going to be continuation of the Wuhan spirit and see how it can be consolidated further. And, there are certain 100-odd things that were discussed, of which the two sides have brought down the list of about 20 deliverables, and maybe discussion would take place on that. In fact, I must tell you that apart from the bilateral between President Xi and Prime Minister Modi, there are 5 other bilaterals slated because the SCO, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, is actually an 8-member body. The interesting bit is that Pakistan President Mamnoon Hussain is going to be there, and there is no talk yet of any interaction planned between Prime Minister Modi and the Pakistani President. So that would be interesting because last summit in which India became, and as also Pakistan became full members of SCO, there was a polar side of sorts between the then Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and Prime Minister Modi there. I was myself there at an Astana in Kazakhstan last year. So whether some polar side happens between India and Pakistan, that's interesting to watch. And apart from that, of course, there is the full SCO agenda of bringing these 8 states, China, the Central Asian states of Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, and others, and Russia and India and Pakistan now for greater cooperation on trade, on terrorism, on other global issues. India is pushing for the international north-south transport corridor. If that happens, so all those issues are on agenda. The bilaterals there, the significant one, of course, between Prime Minister Modi and President Xi and Prime Minister Modi and President Putin. And as I said, everyone will be watching if there is some kind of interaction that happens between Prime Minister Modi and President Mamnoon Hussain, because last month at the Commonwealth Heads of Government Mission meet in London, there was no interaction that took place between Prime Minister Modi and the then Prime Minister Khaqqani of Pakistan. So that would be the keenly watched polar side if it happens. Apart from that, of course, as I said, the full agenda of SCO is obviously there, and India is participating in SCO as full member for the first time after having become a member last year.
Right, Abhishek, indeed a very important meet, and of course lots of developments that are expected to brew through this. We'll keep a very close eye, Abhishek, and keep taking updates from you on this. Thank you for joining us this morning.